this is not the first time we're having some reports done, some data put together as to the causes and the risk factors of crashes on our roads and roads that are not safe and all that. What have we been able to do with these reports? How well have we been able to put them to use?
David, you need to understand why these crashes are occurring, where they are occurring, the road user types which are involved, and the reasons why, so that you'll be able to put in targeted measures, right? So the idea is to identify the locations where these crashes are occurring, do detailed investigation, and then come up with targeted measures to reduce them. And so these reports are very, very important. I agree that when it comes to enforcement, we've not performed very well. And when it comes to, let's say, the vehicle, for instance, looking at the pillars, the vehicles, for instance, Mr. Beckham mentioned that they are doing very well. They are doing their best to make sure that we have worthy vehicles, road-worthy vehicles on our road. But you see, David, these private garages which have come, now it is very easy to get your roadworthy certificate without sending your vehicle to the garages. And I will mention to Mr. Bakan that the DVLA should check this. Formerly, they were controlling it and they outsourced this to these private garages. But what is happening now is that some organized companies, and David here, let me be blunt, some insurance companies, you go there for insurance, they take your roadworthy papers, they are able to get your roadworthy certificate for you within a day. And these are organized companies, and I think it's very wrong. We need to do that. So if Mr. Bakan is saying that they crack the whip when they see some of these private garages misbehaving, then I think they should check that. There are some vehicles which are not supposed to be on the road, but we still find them there. And then the other pillar which we have to look at is the road and its infrastructure. It is also true that some of the roads are not very good. A lot of potholes, traffic lights are not working. If you should look at the report which was released, the location with the highest frequency of fatalities within the Kumasi area is Angonga Junction, right? And the second is Boedi Junction. These are all intersections, and mostly the traffic lights at these locations are not working. And when you have a high volume of conflicting traffic without any control, it results in traffic accidents. A lot of indiscipline also on our roads, red light jumping, for instance. Mr. Beckham mentioned non-provision for pedestrians in the case of pedestrian fatalities, so pedestrians will have to share the roadway with vehicles, which is not appropriate. So all these factors are there. We are aware, but we are not putting on the solution. We are not putting the solutions to make sure that we reduce the fatalities.
What is preventing us from doing that? You're saying that we're not putting the appropriate solutions. What is preventing us from doing that? Because you already talked about the traffic lights. There's a voice note that we have where the person says, well, traffic lights are not working. And even when they go off, when the lights goes off and the traffic light comes back on, you have to come and do some adjustments on the traffic light before it operates. So knowing all this, what is preventing us from doing the needful?
David, as I mentioned, we know all the solutions, but when it comes to implementation, that is when enforcement will help a lot. I'm sure you go to the agencies, the road agencies, while the traffic lights are not working, they will have their reasons. I'm sure financing will come in while we're constructing the roads without pedestrian walkways, areas with we don't have enough space by the roadside, and we find it difficult. Also, even controlling or preventing people from selling on the sidewalks and all those. So, David, we know all the problems. What we need to do is to implement them.
It means that we don't value life. That's what basically we're talking about here. We don't value lives, and that's how come people are dying. But Doc, hold the line for me. Mr. Bakan, I mean, when it comes to the data that we shared a while ago, we mentioned that pedestrian